At least one birthday last week. Maybe get your tractor dry. Brother, can you stand up? We're going to make happy birthday. It's your birthday last week.
Elijah's, yeah, Elijah. I think the preacher. Okay, you stand up too, man. I'm shy standing up for myself. There's Elijah standing up.
Oh, happy birthday to you, oh, happy birthday to you. May you feel Jesus near every day of the year. Oh, happy birthday to you, oh, happy birthday to you. For the best one that you've ever had.
Nobody wants to admit to it?
I tell you what, it's been a good service. What's going on?
Oh, we do have one.
You got an anniversary, Robbie? Yeah, let's sing it then.
Oh, happy anniversary to you, oh, happy anniversary to you. May you feel Jesus near every day of the year. Oh, happy anniversary to you, oh, happy anniversary to you. For the best one that you've ever had.
Pray for the choir. Good to see everybody here. Praise the Lord.
I'm glad we've got a God that's got unfailing love. Well, when things go wrong, He still loves us.
Yeah, amen.
When we're good, He loves us. When we're bad, He loves us. Do you realize today that you can't go so deep in sin that God don't love you? You can't do so wrong that God won't forgive you and He won't save you. I'm glad He's a God of unfailing love. God is love. Oh, besides Him, there is none other. I'm glad of that. I don't know about y'all, but I just look forward to church all week. You mean I miss the service, and I'm about to start a day before I get back to church. But it's good to be here this morning. We appreciate all of you. Got a different thought on my mind today. We'll get right into the sermon. Turn with me, if you would, to the book of Jeremiah in the 5th chapter. And then after that, I'm going to be going over to 2 Peter in just a few minutes. The book of 2 Peter. And over there, we're going to look in the 2nd chapter over there then. 5th chapter of the book of Jeremiah. When you find it, if you would, we'd ask you to stand just for a few minutes. Thank God for this good crowd this morning. We hope and pray that God will bless you today. You will be back tonight. I'll say this while everybody's finding this scripture. If you're here today and you're not saved, I hope and pray that before this service comes to an end, that you can leave the house of God saying, I'm saved by the grace of God. The 5th chapter of the book of Jeremiah, and I want to read this slow. I want us to notice what Jeremiah is saying here, and I want us to just look at some things as we go through it. Maybe it won't take but a minute to read it. It won't hurt us to stand for just a second. Now, this was in an evil day. I want you to know that when Jeremiah was writing, and you'll find that God had pronounced judgment upon His people for what was going on, what the Jews were doing, and how they had continuously tempted God and turned away from God. And I'll tell you this before I start reading. Now, you notice how the Bible said it. It said, every nation that forgets God shall be turned, not cast, but shall be turned into hell. If you look down at the 26th verse, and y'all think I've got a crazy text here in a minute. At the 26th verse, God had Jeremiah write these words. It said, for among my people are found wicked men. They lay wait, as he that setteth snares, they set a trap. They catch men. As a cage is full of birds, so are their houses full of deceit. Therefore they are become great, and waxen rich. They're waxen fat, they shine. Yea, they overpass, or do more. The deeds of the wicked. They judge not the cause of the fatherless, yet they prosper, and the right of the needy do they not judge. Shall I not visit for these things, saith the Lord? Shall not my soul be avenged on such a nation as this? A wonderful and horrible, in other words, unreal, it's saying, or marvelous, and horrible thing is committed in the land. The prophets prophesy falsely, and the priests bear rule with their means. And notice, and my people love to have it so. And what will you do in the end thereof? You can be seated if you like. I'll read some out of Peter in a minute, and we're going to ask you to stand back up. The Bible said, among my people are wicked men. And I would ask you today, and I'll give you my text so that we'll go over to Peter in a minute maybe, and I want to read some over there. But my text today will just be one word: deliverance. Deliverance. I've often said it, and probably most of you here have heard me say it before, that the old timers, I've heard my father say it, and people that's here, I've heard your parents say it, some of you, and all them old time preachers, I've heard them say how bad things were going to get before the Son of Man splits the eastern sky and comes back for His people. They stood when I was a young man, Rick, and they tried to tell me how bad it was going to get. And I'm going to tell you what I've come to find out. They missed it. It's got far worse, Gene, than they used to tell us it was going to get. And you look at the wickedness that's overtaken our nation today, and it seems like the wicked are prospering. And it seems like those that are doing wrong are the ones that are getting by. Have you ever seen such a time when it seems like that God's people are so complacent? God said all this is taking place. And He said, my people love it so. Boy, I tell you, they're telling us anymore. Marvin, they say that there's things we've got to accept. They say that all this evil that's coming to pass, that we've got to be tolerant of it. But let me tell you something. I don't have to be tolerant of it. I don't have to accept some of this junk that's going on in the the world today. You say, preacher, all of our churches, they've got contemporary. That don't mean that I have to. You say, preacher, they've got a new Bible. That don't mean that I have to. Thank God that He wrote His word down. And He said, it's forever settled in heaven. And I'll just stand on that.
Amen.
If the times that we live in today, if they don't try your soul, there's something that's going on. If they don't make you get on your knees and say, oh Lord, how long? There's something that's wrong with us somewhere. It looks like the church world today, you look out there at it, and the biggest part of it, they love the way things are.
Amen.
Turn with me. I'll never get there. 2 Peter, 2nd chapter. I want you to just notice. You might think I'm painting a bad picture this morning. But I'm telling us the truth. In the 4th verse, I'd like to go down through this if I could this morning, if I can take my time. In the 4th verse, the Bible said, for God spared not the angels that sinned, but cast them down to hell. It's a word we don't hear much about anymore.
That's right.
Folks, let me tell you today, there's a heaven to gain.
Amen.
Just as certain as there's a heaven that's above, there's a hell that's beneath.
Yeah. Amen.
And it's my duty as your pastor and as a preacher to stand before you and declare to you that there's more in hell today than there is in heaven.
Amen.
Broad is the way. Well, I'll get back to this. Broad is the way that leadeth down to death and destruction. And many there be. You notice many there be that go in thereat, but narrow is the way, straight is the gate that leadeth to life eternal, and few there be that find it.
Amen.
Bless Him, Lord.
God spared not the angels,
Right.
but cast them down to hell. Delivered them into chains of darkness to be reserved unto judgment. Did you know that there was a war in heaven one day? If you didn't know, let me tell you, there was a war there. Did you know that the devil himself was one time the very throne angel? He was right up next to God. That's the reason he can transfer himself into an angel of light. Well, one day it came into his mind. Can you imagine? He said, I can run this place. Yeah, I can be God. Let me tell you something. How could you fight a God? You tell me this. How could you fight a God that knows the very thoughts of your mind, even before you even think them? I could take my Bible and prove to you that whatever you're going to think before this service is ended, God knows what's going to be on your mind. He knew years ago. He knew that when time set up, He knew that we'd be sitting here this morning. It's not but change. But what I want to get to you, during that war, the devil was such a strong being and such a strong influence. And let me tell you, it's hard to understand, but the God that made good, He created evil too. I don't know why. I don't understand it, Becky, but He created it. And boy, the devil, he started mixing things up. He started spreading rumors, and 33% of the angels in heaven started to follow him.
Amen.
And you know where God sent them? The Bible said there's those that sinned. He cast them down to hell. Let me tell you today, you can't do wrong and get by.
No. Amen.
Boy, and I'm going to tell you something today. While I'm on that, I'm a firm believer that if they had repented, He'd have forgave them.
Amen.
He would have forgave them.
Yeah.
People forget forgiveness. They forget about Him, but He cast them down to hell. I could preach more on that, but I want to go on. I want you to notice here in 2 Peter, said, "Inspire not the old world, but He saved Noah, the eighth person, a preacher of righteousness, bringing the flood upon the world of the ungodly." The Bible said that God looked out one day and it even repented Him that He had made man. Right. And you know what it said? It said, realizing that the intention, that the very thought of man's heart or of his mind was only evil continually. You look around at what we're living in today. You look what the Christian people are having to put up with today.
Amen.
But I'm going to tell you, they didn't sneak one thing over on God.
Amen.
Not one thing. God knew what was going on down there.
Yeah.
It said it repented Him that He had made man, and He said, "I know what I'll do. I'll bring a flood upon the earth." And He said, I'll destroy every living creature on the face of the earth. But you know what He done? He looked down there, and there was a bright spot somewhere on the face of the earth. There was one little bright spot that He saw. His name was Noah, and I want you to know that there wasn't not one drop of water fell on that old man's head. He destroyed the world with them walls which overflowed with water and perished. But He saved Noah, a preacher of righteousness. And I want you to notice as we go on, I want to hurry through this here if I can. This morning it said, and turning the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah into ashes, condemned them with overthrow, making them an example unto those that after should live ungodly, and delivered just Lot, vexed with the filthy conversation of the wicked. Don't it just, to get out in the world and hear the way that people talk today, don't that just sometimes, Wayne, it makes me sick plumb to my stomach. Amen. The conversations that we have to listen to. You know what? I believe the world just tries us sometimes.
Yeah.
I don't know why it come to my mind. I normally don't tell stuff like this. Me and Kathy sitting down piles one day. Y'all know we don't go down there much. We had the top down on the car. And there's 3 teenagers pulled up beside of us. Brother Wolf, I've never heard any nastier language. They got out of the car with filthy language and they started in the piles with filthy language. He and I stood all I could. They got just about ready to open the door and I said, "Hey!" They stopped and looked around and I said, "You boys come over here a minute." And they did. I thought I'm going to get whooped now. That one that was the worst, I said, "You see this woman sitting in this car?" He said, "Yes, sir." I said, "That's my wife. And I don't want her hearing trash talk like come out of your mouth." I said, "Ain't anybody ever raised you? If you don't respect yourself, respect the woman that's around." Amen. Boy, I thought I had it then. And you know what he done? He looked over at Kathy and he said, "Ma'am, I'm so sorry." He said, "You'll never hear me talk like that again." Sometimes we need to stand up.
Yeah.
Sometimes we need to take a stand for God.
Yeah.
Take a stand for what's right. Can you imagine old Lot down there in Sodom and Gomorrah, all that filthy, nasty talk he had to hear about, all this gay stuff, and I ain't going to honor it with getting into everything that was going on. The Bible said that he was vexed. His righteous soul was vexed with all that junk that was going on every day. Well, let me tell you something. My soul gets vexed every now and then too.
Amen. Amen.
Bless him, Lord.
Hey, preacher, you preached a lot about a lot of bad stuff here this morning. I ain't done yet.
Bless him, Lord.
In the 9th verse, this is the point of the whole thing, I think. I want you to notice what the Bible teaches us. It said the Lord. I don't know how to stop what's going on today, Tim. And I ain't getting into politics, don't say that. We've got people now saying I can fix things. They can't fix it.
Amen.
They ain't a man alive that can. It said the Lord knoweth how to deliver the godly out of temptations and reserve the unjust unto the day of judgment to be punished. Well, let me tell you, we got people sitting around today, they're just so discouraged to see the state our nation's got in, the state our churches have got in.
Amen.
That not only they get discouraged, they just seems like they just start fading away.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something, folks. This ain't the first time this whole world's gotten this shape. But I'm going to tell you something else. It's the last time.
Amen.
This is the last time this world's going to get in this shape. God knows how to deliver the godly. He always has. The Bible told you we had examples. He gave you examples. Not one angel. Not one that followed God. Not one of them lost their place. You'll find that old Noah, he didn't have to worry. What's that teach us about Noah? Brother Tim, let me tell you. I'll tell you what it teaches us concerning us. If I'd been the only lost person in this whole world, all down through time,
Yeah.
God would have still sent His Son to die for me.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you something else. If I live for God, it don't matter what the rest of the world does. God will remember me.
Yeah. Amen.
If you live for God, God will remember you.
Yeah.
When Christ went out to the garden to pray, He got down on His knees. And I'll point out to you what He said. He said, Father, I thank Thee that out of all that Thou hast given me, He said, I lost none.
Amen.
Yeah.
Hallelujah.
He ain't going to lose me.
Amen.
Wayne, He ain't going to lose you.
Amen. Praise God.
If there was any chance in the world, Gene, that wanted to slip through the cracks, with my luck, it'd be Tim Nelson. But there ain't a chance at all.
Amen.
It ain't going to happen. He ain't going to lose one.
Amen.
For the same token, how does God said that He didn't just know how to deliver the godly, but He knows what to do with the ungodly.
Amen.
Also,
Amen.
not one of them that deserves punishment. And let me tell you something, Christians, we all deserve it.
Yeah.
If we got what we deserve, we'd all be in hell today. Every time I sinned and God would kick me out, I'd been in hell today after I got saved. I'm glad He forgives us.
Yeah.
I'm glad His mercy. I'm glad His grace is there every day. The Bible said in His hand is outstretched still. I'm glad it's stretching out today, folks. But let me tell you, one more verse of Scripture I want to bring your attention to, then we're going to give an altar call here this morning. The 19th chapter of Revelation, John said, I saw heaven open. And behold, a white horse. Amen. I'm not going to read anymore. But boy, that rider that was on that white horse, you turn over and you read about him. Let me tell you, God's love has been with this world since day one.
Yeah. Amen.
Let me ask you something today. Have you ever had a real good, a real close friend, a best friend, and you make them mad at you? Have you ever turned a best friend into an enemy? Probably every one of us has, one way or the other. Boy, when you turn a best friend into an enemy, you got an enemy. And there's a day coming that the heavens are going to open, and I'm a firm believer that we're going to see a rider on a white horse.
Amen.
Yeah.
His loins will be girded about with truth. There won't be no backing up. Whatever is will stand at that point.
Amen.
There'll be an angel set 1 foot on land, there'll be one set 1 foot on sea. Raise his hand to God that sits on the throne and swear by him that time as we know it shall be no more. With the shout of the archangel, with the trump of God, the eastern sky is going to split open. Amen. And oh, when we do, truth will stand.
Amen. Amen.
I want you to know that. His eyes are as a flaming fire. His hair white as wool. You know what we say gives a man gray hair? Tim, what's making that hair gray? They say worry. Old, age. Yeah. I know you got a daughter in her young 20s, early 20s. You're worried about it. You think God don't worry about us? Amen. You think the Lord don't worry about us? Hair. White as snow. I wonder how many times, Dwayne, he's had to go to the Father. Say, Father, he's one of mine. He ain't the best in the world, but he's one of mine. Don't you reckon Christ worries about us?
Yes, he does.
But he's going to step out one day after a while. He came to this world once before. He came as meek and as humble as you could ever think.
Yeah.
So when he comes again, he's going to have you know how the way I look at it, how these beauty queens has got something on that says Miss America right down blue here. He's going to have one of them things on that's going to say Lord of Lords.
Amen.
King of Kings.
Amen.
And boy, he ain't going to come back in a manger no more.
No, amen.
He's coming for 2 things, folks. He's coming back to get me.
Amen.
He's coming back to get you.
Yeah.
If you're saved by the grace of God, those that have been saved by the grace of God, He's coming back to get us. That's deliverance. This is the last time this world is going to have to put up with this junk that we're going through. Not only is He coming back to deliver those that are His.
Yes. Amen.
But the brightness of His coming, the brightness of His coming will destroy the wicked. I've never seen one, I hope I never do, but they say if you see an atomic bomb flash, you lose your eyesight. It's so bright that you go blind. The atomic bomb will look like the middle of midnight when Jesus comes back. And His brightness hits this world. You all come on. If you would, everybody just stand just for a minute. We'll give a real short altar call and something else I need to do quickly this morning. You're not ready to go. Are you ready for deliverance? I want to tell you something today. That before they played, that I heard a man that I've got all sorts of confidence in. And when he said it, I thought he was crazy. Until I got to thinking about it. He stood in the pulpit as I am this morning, and he looked over a crowd such as this, and he said, I want to tell you something. He said, your sins will not send you to hell. He said, whatever you do wrong won't send you to hell. He said, there's one thing, and I agree with this, there's one thing today that will send your soul to hell. And that's a failure to accept the Lord Jesus Christ into your heart and into your life. That's all you got to do is accept Him. How much easier can He make it? Is every head bowed today while they play? This morning, you need to come and tell Jesus. Something spoke to you while I was preaching. Might have scared you a little. Might have made you a little mad. Say, preacher, you made me mad. It wasn't me that made you mad. There was a lady here about 4 months ago. Sent word back to me that she wouldn't be back to church. She said, that preacher scared me to death. I sent her word back, honey, I wasn't a preacher. That scared you? It was the Holy Ghost. Got a hold of you down inside. Something speaking to you from inside this morning. Maybe that heart's fluttering in your chest. You don't know what to do about it. You don't know the song that they're playing on the piano and organ right now, the title. The name to that song, I must tell Jesus all of my troubles. I cannot bear these burdens alone. Ain't you bore them just about long enough? Ain't you been secured just about long enough? Ain't you had to worry about waking up the next morning just long enough? Ain't you tired of carrying that burden around when Jesus is standing there saying, come unto me, all ye that labor, just come unto me. And he said, though your sins be black like sackcloth, he said, I'll make them white. Learn of me, take my yoke upon you. For he said, my yoke is easy, my burden's light. I've had people, they'll say, preacher, I can't live it. I've got news for you, friend. Neither can I. Becky, I sin every day. But I'm glad I've got Jesus that I can go to. God spoke to somebody here this morning. Would you do the biggest thing, greatest thing you've ever done in your life for you? Don't do it for mom, dad, sister, brother, husband or wife or children. Do it for you. Step out right now. Come down to this altar. Let's tell Jesus. Let's get rid of that burden. He's a deliverer. God knoweth how to deliver. I want you to understand that today. If there's ever any deliverance, it's got to come from Him. Is there one that would step out today? Would you step out right now? I'm going to end this altar call. Would there be one? Swiftly, quickly, step out right now. Come down and give it to the Lord. Would there be one? We'll ask them to play one more verse of that song about once every 2 months. We don't push people here at LEAH Mountain. We just believe in giving people an opportunity. We're just going to play just one verse. But if anybody would like to join the church this morning, we'd like to give that opportunity to people. So we're going to ask them to play one more while we remain standing. If there's anybody, and I'm not going to say anything else, anybody would like to join the church this morning, take fellowship with us, we give you the opportunity this time to come forward. Anybody that's interested in joining the church, this will be your time. Or anybody else need to come? Anybody else? Anybody else want to join the church this morning? We don't want to linger, but we don't want to push nobody, but when God's done, God's done. Nobody else. We'll ask this sister, she's coming. Everybody be seated for just a second if you like. We'll call the church to seat in order. First, receive the new members into the body.